We've also been featured in one of the local dailies. It's called Business Daily, one of the most prestigious papers in East Africa. This is a paper that is read mostly by business people. The response to that as well has also been very, 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 very positive. I'm very happy and very gracious to, his name is Stan. I'm very thankful to Stan for attending the launch event and also for featuring us in the Business Daily. Going forward, we, I'm not sure this is something I'm supposed to reveal, but we launched the game when it was just partly done. This is a practice that usually happens in the game industry, but it is frowned upon by the players because game companies usually end up releasing incomplete products in terms of the games, and then they incrementally update the product up until when it's now complete. But for me, the disclaimer is that, first of all, as the programmer, I was programming alone, and also my game is available for free. I think most of the gamers complain when you buy a game for full price, but you end up having just a slice of the product with a promise of future updates to make the product whole. So yeah, towards the end of development, I realized that I was still running behind in as far as development of the game. Up until now, I think of the 6 levels, 4 are available, so 2 more to go. The 2 levels are going to be available, let's say, by the end of the month. We're currently in July, so by the end of the month, the 2 other levels are going to be available. One other thing that has kept my mind to talk about is the current political climate in the country, which ties in very well with Nairobbery. So we've been having street protests and street demos here in the city, and the police have been confronting protesters, which is also something that is covered in the game. So in the game, you get to fight against law enforcement. There's a policewoman there. There's a female member of the SWAT team. There's also the infamous GSU police officers with their tear gas. So those ones are all in the game. Also, like venues that have been picked for demonstration or for protests, that protesters are picking to conduct their demos, are also featured in the game. So for instance, we recently had the Occupy Uhuru Park thing trending on Twitter, which Uhuru Park is featured in the last 2 levels of the game. So, and also just the confrontations in the streets of Nairobi. So various streets in the city of Nairobi have been showcased in the game. Players can expect to be playing the final 2 levels of the game by the end of this month of July. And then moving forward, Nairobbery, the 2D version of Nairobbery, the current version that is on the Play Store, was not the end vision, right? So the vision or the idea that I had is to have a fighting game more in the ilk or eye of something like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, but now with characters native to Nairobi. So just the characters that are available in the game, like the boda guy, the policewoman, the tear gas cops, the street thugs with knives, with rongos, with pangas, and even just the 2 main characters who represent two ordinary young people from the city of Nairobi. Imagine a Tekken or a MK that features that you can select characters from Nairobi and use them to fight against one another. And even Nairobi is a very cosmopolitan area. It doesn't just have people from various parts of the country. It also has a lot of people from different parts of the world. So we have a very big expat community in Nairobi, white guys who are from Europe and America. So in the game, it's going to feature the white people, the Indians, even the Chinese workers. So you can have like a Chinese character who's come as a construction worker on one of our highways, who also knows how to fight in Kung Fu and can bust some Kung Fu moves in the game. So yeah, that's in the works. I'm hoping to begin development of that version of the game in the next 2 to 3 months, depending on the kind of funding that I'll be able to receive after the launch of Nairobbery. I'm very grateful, first of all, to the Africa Digital Media Institute this is where I work, this is where I train my students. I'm very thankful for them for allowing me the opportunity to conduct my launch party here at their premises. Second of all, I'm very happy and very thankful to my students for all the support that they're showing me. Fun fact is that the idea of having a launch event was not my idea. It's something that I was in the middle of class with my game development students, and there was a student sitting in. He's not in the game development cohort. His name is Samuel. I'm forgetting his second name. He's poised to graduate this year in October. His name is Samuel. So he was like, hii game yako utafanya launch, sikuwa na launch. And I was like, I don't think, like, it's nothing. This is just a small mobile game. Why do I need to do a launch for it? And then now the other students that were in the class, the game development students were like, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. Why don't you have a launch? We'll have a good time. We'll invite our friends and yeah. So I started looking into it. I talked to Raji, who is the head of student affairs here at ADMI, and she gave me 2 thumbs up and gave the event a budget, and yeah, the event was able to take place successfully. So I'm very thankful to ADMI and to my students, not just my game design students, but even the likes of Rono, who's the captain of the Games Club, likes of Rashid, who's done coverage of the media for the launch event and also for this interview. All of my students in ADMI, just for being so supportive, for downloading the game, for sharing the game with their friends, for inviting their friends over for the launch event. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate your support. Kumbe nilikuwa naongea sana. Nilikuwa nafikiria nitaongea tu dakika 2. Content ishe. Content uko nayo.